This is LightCast Entertainment. We bring you details of news in politics, entertainment, everything buzzing in the Nigerian entertainment industry, and many more. Do wait to subscribe to get updates with happenings in Nigerian entertainment scene as well as politics. Many thanks. The Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has broken silence on the life imprisonment handed to the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Recall that Kanu was on Thursday sentenced to life imprisonment by the Federal High Court in Abuja after Justice James Omotosho found him guilty on all 7 counts of terrorism and related offences. While delivering the judgment, Justice Omotosho ruled that Kanu must be kept in a protected custodial centre and declared the Kuje Correctional Centre unsuitable due to previous prison breaks and heightened security risk. His lead counsel, Aloy Ejimako, thereafter disclosed that Nnamdi Kanu has been moved to a correctional center in Sokoto. In a post via his ex-handle, he said Nnamdi Kanu has been moved far away from his lawyers, families, and loved ones. He wrote, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has just been moved from DSS Abuja to the correctional facility prison in Sokoto, so far away from his lawyers, family, loved ones, and well-wishers. In a statement via his ex-handle on Saturday, Peter Obi stated that Nnamdi Kanu's conviction is coming at a time when Nigeria is facing severe economic hardship, insecurity, and the consequences of poor governance. The former governor of Anambra State said he had always maintained that Nnamdi Kanu should never have been arrested, stressing that he consistently argued for dialogue, constructive engagement, and inclusive governance as a path to lasting peace. According to Peter Obi, Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, detention, and now conviction represent a failure of leadership and a misunderstanding of the issues at stake. The statement read, I have always maintained that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu should never have been arrested. For years, I have consistently argued that dialogue, constructive engagement, and inclusive governance offer the path to lasting peace. Coercion becomes necessary only when reason has been exhausted. In this case, I submit that the reason was not only exhausted but was probably not explored at all, or not fully explored. The concerns Nnamdi Kanu raised were not heard of. The issue for which he handed solutions were not insoluble. It only required wisdom, empathy, and a willingness to listen. In any functional society, such grievances are met with dialogue and reforms aimed at strengthening unity. The government's approach has only deepened mistrust and created an avoidable distraction at a time when citizens are overwhelmed by economic hardship, realities, and insecurity. While some may insist that the law has taken its course, leadership often demands more than a strict mechanism application of the law. Nations around the world resort to political solution, negotiated settlement, and even amnesty when legal process alone cannot serve the broader interest of peace and stability. Nigeria is not an exception. The handling of Nnamdi Kanu's case mirrors the government as a trapped in a hole, but who, instead of looking for a way out, keep digging deep. It wasn't not only the government's predicament but also the nation's collective condition. If we truly desire a new Nigeria, a united, peaceful, and progressive one, our leaders must choose healing over hostility, reconciliation over retaliation, and dialogue over division. Only by addressing grievances with justice, fairness, and compassion can we move towards a future where every Nigerian feels held, valued, and safe. My ultimate call at this time, without prejudice, is to how anyone feels about the decision of the court. It's for us to be optimistic for peace and reconciliation, which will come in the end. I'm also saying thereby that the Presidency, the Council of State, and credible statesmen who love this country and who are interested in cohesion and inclusivity should rise to the occasion for a lasting solution. However, the Presidency asserted that the comment by the former presidential candidate Peter Obi over the imprisonment handed to the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, does not reflect courage, but made from a place of convenience. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on social media, Olusegun Dada, in a post via X, said Peter Obi's statement is a calculated attempt to politicize a national security issue and turn Nnamdi Kanu's conviction into another opportunity for political posturing. Dada pointed out that Peter Obi has never openly condemned the killing, beheading, arson, kidnappings, and terror carried out by IPOB for years. He wrote, Mr. Peter Obi, your statement is not driven by justice or genuine concern for peace. It is a calculated attempt to politicize a national security issue and turn Nnamdi Kanu's conviction into another opportunity for political posturing. What makes your intervention even more troubling are as follows. You have never openly condemned the killing, beheading, arson, kidnappings, and terror carried out by IPOB and ESN for years. Carefully avoided acknowledging the violence in the southeast. It is selective empathy and it exposes the hypocrisy in your take. To say Kanu should never have been arrested without acknowledging a bloodshed linked to his movement is not leadership. It is political calculation. Dragging Nigerians' economic hardship into the discussion is a diversion tactic, an attempt to shift focus away from the carnage and present Nnamdi Kanu as a symbol rather than a man whose actions had real deadly consequences. Dialogue and political solutions are meaningful, but when there is accountability and remorse, not when communities are still bleeding. Putting Nigerian first means standing with victims, not sanitizing the action of an agitator because it serves a political narrative. Your take does not unite, it does not heal, it does not reflect courage, it does not reflect confidence. The confidence of speaking only when it benefits you and staying silent when Nigerians were suffering and is not even new. Nigerians deserve leaders who speak the truth, not one who remains quiet about violence for years and suddenly find their voice only when it suits them. Meanwhile, Abia Senator Ojuzo Kalu has called for political solution to the issue surrounding the legal battle of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, with the federal government. Kalu made this known in an interview on Sunday Politics, a program on Channels Television. His comment comes against the backdrop of the recent conviction of Kanu by the Federal High Court on terrorism-related offences. According to the lawmaker, he has been engaging the federal government over the IPOB leader's case. The problem of Nnamdi Kanu is what we need to solve via a political process. I have been working with the federal government of Nigeria on how to solve the issue, and nobody should question the decision of Justice Omotosho, he added. He noted that while Nnamdi Kanu's legal team would approach the appeal court to challenge the federal court ruling, he would contact the Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi to advise the president on the matter at stake. The former Abia State governor lamented that several people lost their jobs and source of livelihood due to the activities of IPOB in the southeast, stressing that dozens of people have been killed in the region because of the proscribed group's action. The senator explained that he had applied pressure on then-President Muhammadu Buhari to facilitate Nnamdi Kanu's release in April 2017. He acknowledged the roles played by Mamadura and the then Attorney General of Federation Abubakar Malami in securing Nnamdi Kanu's relief from detention to face trial. I know the pressure I personally put on President Muhammadu Buhari before he was released in April 2017. Nobody's talking about the Igbos who were killed, he added.